What's up, guys? Alright, Olight just sent me one of the brand new lights for test and review, and I have to say it is very quickly becoming one of my favorite lights that they have ever sent. Now, I say I just got it, but I've had it about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it's been in my pocket ever since. And I actually like it so well that I thought I'd do a comparison video against one of my favorite lights they'd sent in the past, the Arkfeld with the UV light in it as well. Now, they sent me this several months ago. I've carried it almost every day, and I really like this light. But there are a couple of minor things that annoy me about this light that we'll go over here in just a minute. And I'll let you know if the same things happen to the brand new Seeker 4 Mini that they just sent me. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about the Father's Day sale that Olight's having going on right now from June the 6th to 8 p.m. Eastern Time through June the 8th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, linked in the description below. Click that link and you can pick up such things as the Seeker 4 Mini for up to 40% off. And remember, if you're on their website and you see something that's not on sale at any time, you can always use discount code GearRunner to save 10% off your entire order. All right, let's get into this. First things first, let's talk about the lumens, because everybody wants to know about lumens. Now, first of all, both these lights have a moonlight mode, a low, a medium, high, and a turbo. And you can see from the front that the Arkfeld is a single LED. The Seeker 4 has dual LEDs, and they both have a UV light. Now, the Seeker 4 Mini is 1200 lumens on turbo, whereas the Arkfeld is 1000. Then on high, Seeker 4, 600. Arkfeld, 300. Medium, you have 120 versus 60. Then they both on low have 15 lumens, and then they both have a moonlight mode. Now, I do want to say that the UV light on the Seeker 4 Mini definitely looks brighter than the Arkfeld does, if that makes a difference to you. So if you're using the UV light for anything, whatever it may be, you're going to be able to catch more whatever it is you're looking for, whether it's stains or whatever it could be, dog urine for pet stains in the floor, whatever it may be, you'll be able to pick up more of that with this quicker because this light is actually brighter. Now let's go into comparison of size. Now, if you directly set these things up beside each other right here, you can definitely see that the Arkfeld is thinner, but the Seeker 4 is shorter. Now, that may make a difference to you depending on what kind of pocket you have in your clothing. If you have short pockets, then obviously the Arkfeld may be a little too long and the Seeker 4 may fit perfectly. If your pockets are tight, you may prefer the thinner profile of the Arkfeld over the Seeker 4. And, you know, if they're baggy, it may not make a difference. If you have deep baggy pockets, it may not make a difference on which one of these you use. And most of my pants have deeper pockets and baggy-ish pockets, so either one of these lights work well. I really don't notice a difference in either one of these. Also, if you carry something deep down your pocket, the shorter light may be a little bit better. You do have a crenulated bezel on the Seeker 4 versus non-crenulated on the Arkfeld. Both of them are blue anodized, and they both have a metal blue anodized button. Now that leads me into the annoyances of the Arkfeld. The Arkfeld, the UV light is turned on by this little switch right here. Now, I don't use the UV light or the laser, depending on which Arkfeld you have, very often. Very seldom do I use that. Mainly, I just use the flashlight. So I leave it on flashlight mode, but inevitably in my pocket, every time I pull it out, it is switched over to the UV or laser mode. Maybe I should just put it on that mode and stick it in my pocket, and maybe it'll be on flashlight when I pull it out. I don't know, but the only thing I carry in that pocket is my cell phone. Another minor annoyance I've had, this is probably a little more major than just this little switch flipping, is this thing has came on several times in my pocket. I don't know why. Like I said, I only carry my cell phone in that pocket, so I don't know what keeps turning it on. Maybe it's hitting the side of the cell phone or something. But this thing came on one day, and I didn't notice it being on. Most of the time it was on, I guess, and it was down to 1 bar of batteries. And I just charged it a few days before, so it basically drains itself in my pocket. And, you know, if you need a flashlight, that's a bad thing. That's not knocking the Arkfeld. I still love it. I still carry it. But those things have happened a few times. The light has only came on maybe 3 times, but that switch is flipped all the time. I've carried this for probably around 2 weeks now. It has never came on, and there is no switch to actually flip. So here again, if you want the flashlight on, you just hit this button. You can hold it down to go through your modes, double click it, it goes into turbo, and then hold it down long press and it goes into moonlight mode while the light's off. Now to get into UV mode, you flip this right here, you turn it on, there's your UV light. Now, as far as the Seeker 4 goes, it's basically the same thing. You turn it on, you can see both those LED lights up. You hold it down, it goes through the mode, double click it while it's on, it goes into turbo, and hold it down while it's off, it goes into moonlight mode. But to get into the UV light is a little different. You double click it while it's off, and then the UV comes on. And if I show you like this right here, you can kind of see that, yeah, the Seeker 4 definitely has a brighter UV light. Now we'll go over all that here when it gets a little darker outside. We'll do a beam comparison of these. We'll do it through the backyard. You can see that fence right there. It's about 20 yards. The tree right behind it right here is about 25 yards. There's a fence up behind that that's about 100 yards. And then there's a tree way up on the hill that's 180 yards. A lot of flashlights may not reach that tree at 180 yards. We'll test this one out in its 1200 lumens and see what kind of throw it's got. We'll also see what kind of spill these lights have here in a minute. But so far, this could be replacing the Arkfeld as my EDC. I really like the design of this. I like the weight of it. I like the feel of it. They both have the magnetic recharging on the tail caps. Now there is one thing about the Seeker 4 that you can do that you can't do with the Arkfeld. This has an 18350 battery in it. You can remove it. The Arkfeld has no way to remove its battery. It's all internal. So if that makes a difference, the Seeker 4 might be for you. I don't think you can go wrong with either one, but now let's check out the beam patterns and see how they stack up against each other in the dark. All right, guys, staying dark quite a bit longer here, so it took a little bit for it to get dark enough to do this. We're going to start out with the Arkfeld, and I'm going to make sure it's on low. It actually got switched over to the UV light there, but it is on low. Let's make sure the other light is on low. There we go. All right, so both these are on low right here. You can see it barely lights up anything, but I mean, this would be good for inside the house. You're talking about like 15 lumens. And if we turn on the Seeker 4 Mini, actually it may be, it feels like it's got a more defined hot spot on low. I'm sure we'll probably see that throughout the whole part of the light here. Now if we take the Arkfeld and put it on medium, you can see it lights up a little more. I can see some of the fence posts down there with the medium on the Arkfeld. So if we turn on the Seeker 4 on medium, you can see a whole lot more. A whole lot more. This is brighter. I mean, it does have two LEDs instead of just one, but I can easily see that tree out there, maybe just a little bit further. You can see it lighting up that tree in the camera right here. Easily see stuff out there with this light. All right, if we take the Arkfeld and we go to high, tons of spill. I mean, this is a great EDC light. That's what I used it for. That's what both these are used for, but the tons and tons of spill with the Arkfeld. Now, if we turn on the high on the Seeker 4, you can see it's got a lot more defined hot spot. It does have a lot of spill. I've not really got out in the backyard and looked at this light. I can almost see, I can see a fence post up there at 100 yards, but that's about it. It's not really lighting everything up back there, but then again, this is an EDC light in my opinion, but I can kind of see that fence post back there. If we turn on the Arkfeld and we pull this one away, you can see right here, but as we pull this in, the Seeker 4 Mini just engulfs the light of the Arkfeld. All right, let's turn the Arkfeld on turbo mode. There again, I can see the fence post up there on turbo mode with the Arkfeld about as good as I could the Seeker 4 Mini on high. So the turbo mode, in my opinion, of the Arkfeld is basically what the high is on the turbo or the Seeker 4 Mini. So let's do the Seeker 4 right here. If we turn it on turbo, I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm not sure I've seen a huge difference in the turbo and the high right there. So if we turn on the Arkfeld, you can definitely tell that the Seeker 4 is brighter. That hot spot actually does kind of take over when the Arkfeld is, turned on. The Seeker 4 actually, the hot spot, like I said, actually just takes over the brightness of the Arkfeld. There again, I can see that fence better, but I'm not seeing much more out past 100 yards. I'm not sure how much I could even identify at 100 yards with this. I can see that fence post way better. You get a lot of spill, but in my opinion, in the small package, this might be the better EDC light. So let's go back tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, and I'll give you my final opinions of both these lights. One last thing. I did tell you we would look at the UV. Now, I don't know how well this is going to show up. Maybe I can do it like this right here. You can see how bright that is. Now, if I turn on the UV light here, you can definitely see how bright this UV light is versus the Arkfeld. The Seeker 4 definitely has a much brighter UV light than the Arkfeld, if that matters to you. Okay guys, final thoughts time. I really don't think you can go wrong with either light. Whichever one you choose is going to be a great EDC light. But for me, I honestly think I'm going to continue to carry the Seeker 4. My pockets are baggy enough that I really don't notice it being in my pocket. It's never came on inadvertently or anything like that. Not saying this is bad about that. It's just happened 2 or 3 times. But this one has never done it yet. And I just like the more lumen options. So you have a few hundred more lumens basically on each setting until you get down to that low setting or the moonlight setting. And to me, it just gives you a little more options. It's a little more brighter on those bright settings. So it could almost work like a dual light, as like an EDC light, and or maybe even like a tactical style light, because I do believe it's probably bright enough for that, and it has a pretty defined hot spot, as you've seen in the earlier in the video when I was doing the beam comparisons outside. So for me, I think I'm actually going to go with the Seeker 4. Another thing I like about the Seeker 4 is I can take this battery out and replace it if I need to, where this one is internal, and you can't really do that. But like I said, either light is great. Remember, there's a link in the description below where you can pick up either one of these lights on sale starting January the 6th through January the 8th. And don't forget to use discount code GearRunner if you see anything that's not on sale. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. We'll see you next time.